Dearly beloved in the Lord Jesus Christ, there was a couple, the girl, a Catholic, and the boy, non-Catholic. Theirs was a love marriage, and God has blessed them with 2 children. The husband works in US, and the wife stays back in India. And they worked so hard, and they put in a lot of money and effort to purchase a new flat. So the husband said to the wife that he was to come to India, and they would have their housewarming ceremony on the feast day of Christ the King. So the wife wanted to do all the arrangements needed to place the altar well in that house. So she went to a religious shop to buy few things for the altar. Since the wife is a Catholic, she selected one big crucifix. And since they were having their housewarming ceremony on the feast of Christ the King, she also selected the statue of Christ the King. And after selecting these 2, she sent these 2 pictures to her husband through the phone in order to know his opinion about them. At the very first instance, after looking at those pictures, the husband said that he is not happy with the statue of the crucifix. So he had a negative reply for the first one. But for the second, for the statue of Christ the King, he said, "Wow, this one looks so magnificent and so majestic, and Jesus looks so royal in the chair with those royal robes and crown. I'll go for the second one. Please buy this statue of Christ the King." Well, the wife was in a dilemma whether to select the crucifix or the statue of Christ the King. Nevertheless, she said, I will decide what to buy later, but as of now, you come safely to India. That was the message that he sent. And when you come back to India, it will be a surprise for you. The husband arrived to India from US. The next day was the housewarming ceremony on the feast day of Christ the King. The woman gave all the surprises for her husband, and the husband also was very pleased looking at all the arrangement she herself managed to make for the housewarming ceremony. The priest was called, relatives and friends were there present, and it was really a celebrative atmosphere. And as they were standing at the entrance of the door, they asked the priest to cut the ribbon. And after cutting the ribbon, as they went inside, when they reached the hall, on the big wall, they have seen a veil placed, a red cloth placed on the wall. And the family members asked the priest, "Father, please unveil it." And therefore the priest went forward and he unveiled. And go to see, all the people were surprised. They were amazed. You know what was there on the wall? There was a crucifix, but then a crucifix with a board on top. The words were, "Lord, remember my family in your kingdom." As soon as those people who came there read this, they started clapping. They were so overjoyed. But then, at this point, the husband was not happy. This was realized by the wife. She noticed this, that her husband's mood was out. Well, the celebrations went on, and slowly, one by one, they were leaving the house. And since the couple was tired, they retired to rest very early. But during the middle of the night, the woman was shocked to see that her husband is not there beside her. And immediately she got up She went in search of her husband and go to see the husband was kneeling in front of the crucifix. And the woman was moved to tears, and she went down and knelt with her husband, and together they prayed, Lord, remember my family in your kingdom. In this story, dear friends, we witness the amazing faith of this Catholic woman. The husband recognized Jesus as Christ the King. For so many years, we have been celebrating this feast of Christ the King. Did we ever bow down before the crucifix and say, Lord Jesus, remember me and my family in your kingdom? If you haven't done this, do it from today. Tell the Lord Jesus, Lord, remember me and my family in your kingdom. Dear friends, Lord, remember me in your kingdom is a very important plea before death. Therefore, what do we seek from Christ the King before our death?